everyone, it's Monday night and welcome to the Tilton Talk show. I'm Paul Hipkiss and tonight we're joined by Chris Browne.
Good evening.
Alan Watton.
Good evening.
Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Craig Courtney.
Good evening.
Mark Adams.
Good evening, everyone.
Here with us until 7:30 we have over in Dallas Mark Meredith.
Evening all.
And here with us until 7:15, I'm delighted to say that we're also joined by Worthington Cup finalist from our 2001 team, the one and only Danny Sonner.
Good evening.
Good
evening. So tonight's show is going to be a game of two halves, just like it was on Saturday. We're going to spend a bit of time now talking about, obviously, the weekend, and then we're going to come on to, obviously, Danny and your career at Blues with us when you was, and that season that you was with us as well. But also, by the way, we're sponsored by Small Affordable Cars.
Don't forget.
Not to forget that. But yeah, let's start with you, Claire. Anyway, give us your story from Saturday and your thoughts on the game.
Well, when we saw the team news, obviously there was a lot of changes for them especially. I don't think it was their strongest lineup, so I think we all felt a bit buoyed going into there. And it was literally a tale of two halves. We could not believe we were not 3 or 4-0 up. We just could not. Well, when we did hit the target, the goalkeeper was on fire. And then we couldn't hit the target as well. And we were all over them. I've got to admit, it was probably the best football I have seen from Blues for 10 years plus. It was phenomenal. The way we moved the ball, I thought Anderson was brilliant. Loved having Laird back. Obviously, that's just a personal thing. And I just think the football that we played was fantastic. And we were all saying, all the people by me, literally, we knew what was going to happen. We knew that Vardy would have one chance and it would go. And it was just typical. So, obviously, when they bring on, Premiership players and we bring on Tyler Robert, Oliver Burke and Hogan, you can tell a difference. And that made such a difference to our team. We lacked impetus. We didn't, track them down as much as we were doing in the first half. And again, they had a cross in. Mark Roberts was nowhere to be seen, and Vardy scored. And then it was just goal after goal. But I don't think we deserved it. And what I'm really looking forward to is every week under Mowbray, I just think we're getting better and better. And I can't wait for literally Saturday already. And I just think we played a Premiership team. We showed what we could do. We just now need to take it on Saturday. But I was really proud of them. I'd rather lose having a go than with no fight, and we finally seen some commitment and actually passion and some actually really good football as well. It was just a shame.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring you in now, Danny, if that's all right. Just to tell us what you know. I know you played with Tony at Ipswich, didn't you?
I did.
So, yeah, obviously, I guess, well, we already know, don't we, that he's going to bring a lot to us.
Yeah, Tony's, to me, he's a fantastic fella, when I was playing with him at the time, he was kind of a manager when he was a player, really. He was that kind of character, You always knew he was going to go into management. And I wish I'd listened to more of his, what he had to say at the time. He was fantastic, and I got on really well with him because he loved football. He's a kind of guy he lives for the game. And when you hear him talk and everything about him, he loves football. And that's what kind of character he is. And I'm delighted he's at Blues because I think he's the guy to set the club forward. I really do.
Yeah, we're literally a completely different team with exactly the same players. It's really strange. Yeah. He's the kind of guy you can tell straight away. He's the kind of guy that you want to run through a brick wall for, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I think it's man management, a lot of it. And obviously it's experience, that he's had. But his man management skills and his work rate, and his to get things right. He's one of the best to me. When I heard Blues were in from, I thought, I hope everything gets sorted out because I think he's one of them. Like I said, he'll get the best out of everybody. He'll definitely get the best out of players that even if they're not as talented as as other clubs. I think they'll get the best out of people, and I think that's what Blues need in a minute.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll come on to you next, Robe. You tell us about your journey to the game and how your day went.
Yeah. It was like I said, the buzz from Stoke was just that's buzz, not buzz. It was just carried over big time. It's just Stoke was just brilliant, the atmosphere and stuff. But yes, just Saturday, it was just absolutely superb. Like Claire said, team-wise, you saw their lineup and he was a bit confident. You saw it and you thought, wow. Vardy worried me, to be honest. I mean, as soon as I saw his name on the team sheet, I thought, oh no, because I still think he's quality. We played so well. I mean, Sunich, I thought Sunich was superb. I thought Laird had a brilliant game up until he went off. Nobody really had a poor game. I think they all put in a shift. I mean, their keeper was just inspired. He was deservedly man of the match because he kept them in the cup. I mean, it should have been 4 or 5-0 at half time. But I think everybody loves Mowbray already. He's just made such an impact. I just can't wait for games to come around now. Really, really enjoyable.
Yeah.
We do look a threat. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just that last bit, isn't it? Putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's what it's all about.
That's it, boy. Yeah.
We'll get there. He's only been here a couple of weeks. We'll get there. And if we keep playing like that, then we will take our chances in one of these games and give somebody a good audience, won't we? Hopefully. So
absolutely.
But yeah, Alan, what about yourself? Did you train it there and back from West Sussex? Did you? I presume, or
I did, and I had to go because there are no trains from London to Leicester direct. I had to go around, which was interesting because I got on the train to Leicester at Nuneaton, and of course I thought, where do all these lunatics come from? And these blokes said, they're from Birmingham. So I got on the Birmingham train, which was very interesting. But as far as the gap, I mean, I just kept saying we've got to score. We've got to get at least 1 or 2 because they'll bring the cavalry on. If we're 3 up, or if we're 1 up, they'll bring the cavalry on. But they did it at 0-0, and I'm convinced that if we had not lost Laird, we would have carried on the same way. They tried to play with the same formation, and Awu went in his place at right back and made no effect down that right hand side at all. Roberts against what's his name? It's a bit of a mismatch, to be honest. And you just had to hold your hands up with the second goal. You're thinking all the chances we've missed, and this bloke swung a foot at it from the edge of the box. It flew in the top left-hand corner. Magnificent goal. Why couldn't we have done half as good as that? It just points out the difference, doesn't it, between what an average championship side looks like and what to be fair to Leicester, probably a lower Premiership side look like. They just have quality where it matters most. And I'm as enthusiastic about Tony Mowbray as everybody else, but I was a bit perturbed when he said he was having a go at the subs who didn't make any effect. Well, he put them on. And everybody, I'm sure everybody thought when the 3 came on and the 3 went off, we thought, well, that's the end of our goal scoring chances. We're not going to score again. And I got the impression that he was throwing the towel in a little bit. He didn't want to burn out the 3 blokes that he'd taken off and put inadequate people on in their place. So it was, to me, I'm thinking, well, that's it now. Okay, they got a 3rd goal then. So it was a bit. I don't think he meant what he actually said, because the subs didn't come on and give and not try. They tried, but they aren't as good as the blokes that they've replaced, and you can't expect any more, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Blues Pak Sung Ho, who has been announced officially a short while ago. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, it's close enough.
So I believe he's an attacking midfielder. I've had a quick look, and he scored an absolute worldie against Brazil for South Korea, didn't he? So hopefully it brings a lot of that to us as well. So yeah, welcome to Blues Pak Sung Ho. But Danny, let's go obviously back to yourself. And
Okay.
Before you came to us in the year 2000, then, so the summer of 2000, you obviously had spells with. You started your career at Burnley, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started your career at Burnley, and how did that back then? Obviously, I know it's a lot different to now, but was it academies then, or was you started by a scout, or how did you?
It was just there was no academies then really. It was just like a youth team, you know what I mean? It's obviously scouts all over the place, but it was basically a scouting system, and you went into the youth team as an apprentice,
Yeah.
So that's how it works. It was not there wasn't any academies. I feel like I'm speaking like it's 1950s, but it wasn't. Like, it was like 1980s, the late 80s. So different story then. Just like apprentice youth team player, and that's how you start.
Yeah, and then obviously spells at Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday before the summer of 2000, where obviously Trevor comes calling for you. Tell us a bit about how that came about.
Well, I was at Sheffield Wednesday at the time. Well, we went down. We went down that year from the Premier League, and I had a chance to go to Derby, I think, with Jim Smith. But I think Mick Mills got in contact with me at the time. So I spoke to Mick, and myself, Mick, and Trevor met on the Haydock Hotel on the M6 there. So we had a chat. And to be honest, he sold the club well, Trevor. Obviously Trevor and Mick were great football people, but he sold the club well. He told me all about the Blues, and I knew about Blues. I played against Blues before, for Ipswich in the Championship, and I knew what kind of atmosphere at St Andrews it was and what kind of club it was. But he sold the club well to me, and it was great. I had a good conversation. He said, "Listen, we're going to get good play. We're going for promotion. We want to do things. Be a great club to come to. It's the biggest club in Birmingham." He was really positive, and basically that was it. Just signed the deal basically then.
Yeah, and that was at the same time as that summer we signed Horse as well, didn't we? At the same time,
we did. We signed Jeff Horsfield from Fulham. And obviously, that was a great signing.
Definitely.
But at the same time we signed Horse.
Yeah, definitely. And then that season, we obviously finished in the playoffs, and we have the most amazing cup run, beating three big teams along the way.
Yeah.
Obviously that great day in Cardiff. I say great day. It was an unbelievable achievement though for that squad to get to that final. When you think back, Tottenham were obviously a good Premier League team, and Ipswich as well. Ipswich were playing in Europe, weren't they? Then?
That's right. At the time, actually Tony Mowbray was a coach at the time of that at that time as well at Ipswich. Yeah. But I think at the time Ipswich were playing in the UEFA Cup, and obviously we beat Tottenham and I think with Newcastle as well.
Yeah,
who were good sides, so it was well worth it getting there. And then obviously, I'm not going to say the referee's name, but I think we should have had a penalty. It didn't happen, but it happens. But it was a great cup run.
Yeah, no, it really was a great achievement. And then after obviously at the spell with Blues, would you say that time, that sort of 12, 18 months you was with us, wasn't it? A season and a bit.
Yeah, well, it was 2 years overall, but it was 18 months when I was playing, and then I got injured. My Achilles went against West Brom, and then I had Achilles operation. And when I came back, Brucey was in. I didn't really, I couldn't get back playing really. Played a couple of reserve games, but I couldn't really get back in the side,
Yeah.
But that's life. It happens sometimes, Injuries.
Yeah.
That's life.
You could tell back then as well. There was good camaraderie in that squad, wasn't there? Everyone got on well, and great bunch of lads. And any fun stories that you can remember from back then?
But we had a good squad. I thought we had good players as well. I mean, people talk about that era, we all went out drinking, which we did. But on a whole, I thought we had good players too. And we worked hard as well as enjoyed ourselves. But looking back, I think if we weren't in the top 6, there was something wrong really with the quality we had. So to be in the top 6 really was a given for that kind of quality we had in the squad. Obviously we played Preston in the semi-finals and got beat. Well, we should have been better than that. Up at Deepdale. But like I said, we had a lot of players who were good enough to play at the top level.
Yeah. Great question coming in for you from Michael Woods, Danny. Ask Danny, was that the best pass he ever played on a pudding of a pitch against Ipswich in the semi-final at St Andrews?
Well, say that again.
He pinched me question.
Yeah, ask Danny. So Michael Woods is saying on the shout box, ask Danny, was his best pass ever on that pudding of a pitch against Ipswich in the semi-final for Horse's goal when you thread him through with that defence splitting pass?
With my bad foot.
I was going to mention that. Yeah.
Hey, I've got 2 bad feet, but I'll tell you what, that was my real bad foot.
I watched it the other day because I always look up our guests and see what memories I can find of them.
Right.
But that was a pass from God. It was unbelievable. The other moment I found was your header against Sheffield Wednesday in the same cup run.
Oh, the quarter-final.
The header.
The header, yeah.
Well, like I've said many times, I was going to chest it, but I didn't want to mess my hair up. So I ended up heading it. No, it was a great ball in actually, and it was a bit of a late run, I think, and then just connected well. But it was a little bit, because obviously Sheffield Wednesday was my old club, and that was a little bit, but. Yeah, I remember it. I remember it quite well. Yeah, just come off the side of my head and it went.
Yeah. Happy days.
On that one, Danny. On that header, it was obviously been in front of the Tilton. Myself and my brother remember it. We actually came on to celebrate with you as you scored, as you ran to the corner flag. The rain was so heavy. It was people slipping around everywhere.
Yeah. Because
I got there. I think I might have got a cheeky little cuddle or something, but I got there quick before I got thrown out.
He probably ran when he saw you.
I remember it. I remember it pouring down. I obviously remember the pitch at the time. It was a quagmire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was awful. You want Grace Cowles on it at that time. You know what I mean? It was mad. But,
I think I got over five people on the floor to get to you as well. They're all slipping over.
I remember it. Yeah, they're good memories. Yeah, I mean, it's great just going from the Tilton. It was fantastic memories.
Lilypad's asking me to ask you, Danny, when the lads went out drinking, which one couldn't hold his drink and which one was the last man standing?
I was always the last man standing, but who couldn't hold the drink? Do you know what? Going back, it could have been age, yeah. The reason being, he was a young lad then, age, yeah. He was a young lad then, so I always remember him not drinking quite a lot,
Yeah.
But great player. But I can't really. When I look back, I'm thinking to myself, he didn't hold his drink very well, but he was only a young lad then, so
yeah. I'm still gutted to this day that we let him go to Crystal Palace as part of the.
Oh yeah. That
was a weird one.
Yeah.
Sometimes players go to clubs and it's just the right fit, isn't it? And they click.
Well, it is. But I mean, even at the time, you were looking at a player you knew had so much pace and quality that he was going to be top level.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe. I didn't understand why he left either. It was a very.
No. Yeah. I'm conscious, Craig. We've got 25 minutes of Danny left, so we're doing the show the other way around. So do you want to hit us with what we do now, Danny? We do a squad number game. We'll come on to your 1 to 11 as well, but we'll do a squad number game. So what we do is is it that season, Craig?
It's the let me go back to where I'm holding all the information. Just while I'm looking at that, there is one other question that's coming, Danny, and It's to do with, I believe you was a bit of a goal-scoring machine back in 93 to 95.
I was never a goal-scoring machine, never.
I think less than 1 in 4 ratio, playing 4, and you'll have to excuse the pronunciation. FC Ergbusch?
That's it.
Erzgebirge Aue, it was called.
East Germany.
It was a German club that I went to, yes. Erzgebirge Aue.
Yeah, Tom Richardson said, what was it actually like playing out in Germany at that time?
Out in Germany at the time, I thought it was fantastic. What a great experience. I loved it. It was different kind of, slower tempo, and it quickened up like, 20 years from goal. But it was great. I really enjoyed it. But I've never been a goal scoring machine. I don't know if you then figures are wrong.
We'll also come on to Claire as well for quick 5 questions before you go as well, Danny. But sorry, got another question.
So the squad, Danny, no pressure or anything else, but it is the 2001-2002 squad.
Right.
I've got 3 squad numbers just to try and test your knowledge a little bit. So the first one is squad number 30. And I can tell you that during the season, there were 3 players that took squad number 30. So it's who played there and what were their names. The second one is squad number 32. And there were 2 people that played in number 32 that season. And then finally, 33. And 33 had 2 people playing there, one of which should be a dead giveaway for everybody on the shout box. But I'm intrigued to find out if anybody can get the second one.
I think I know. Yeah, I know one of them. We're asking everyone, are we? Yeah, Danny.
I know both. I know both. 33.
Let's let Danny go first. See if he remembers any of them.
What number I'm looking? Am I asking? Number 30, right?
So number 30 is the first number. There were 3 people that played at squad number 30 that season.
2001, 2002.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can help you out. Help you out if you're stuck, mate. We're not going to just sit here and watch you struggle.
No. Watch him struggle.
I'm going to go with number 30. I'm going to go with Curtis Woodhouse.
You were close. Curtis is one of the names.
Oh,
yeah.
Curtis Davis.
I got it.
Go on, Mark.
Curtis Fleming.
Correct.
Curtis Fleming. Oh, okay. All right. I'll have another guess. And you're going to laugh. I'm going to have another guess. Peter Atherton.
No.
He was
so what I can tell you is the other number 30s, and interestingly, it's the first time I've seen it in this since we've been playing it. But number 30 was each different position each time it was announced. So we had a goalkeeper, defender,
I've got it,
and midfielder.
I've got one of them, I think.
Go on.
Kevin Poole.
Correct on the goalkeeper, Kevin Poole. So you've got Kevin Poole, you've got Curtis Fleming.
Well done.
We're now looking for a midfielder.
The 33 is Darren Carter, isn't it? He's one of them.
He is indeed.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
The other 30 was the Polish guy, Bragstad.
Otto Bragstad, yeah.
Who?
Otto Bragstad.
Otto Bragstad.
What number was that, Mark?
That was the other 33, I think.
It was indeed.
Weren't Peter Till this week.
Still right.
9 teams.
You've got some memory, you lot. You've got some memory.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I don't know where to get
you
it from.
You changed that season, Danny, didn't you? Because you was 32 the season before, and then you was number 4 that season.
That's right. I went to number 4. Yeah.
What was
and
that?
it all went to shit for me. Yeah, number 4.
What did you change?
Don't know. Good question. I've got no idea. I think, you know what? I think you just. I don't know if you just gave me the number 4. I felt like a centre back with number 4. I thought, hang on a minute, I'm a centre half here. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. Okay. How many more we got to get now?
So I'm still after one more number 30, and I've not heard either of 32s.
I think the 32s were both goalkeepers, if I remember.
That is correct. That's very good knowledge. Both
Oh, Alan Kelly one of them?
Alan Kelly was one of them.
Alan Kelly,
yeah.
and is it what's his name? Belgium.
Nico.
Nico Vasson.
Nico Vasson.
No,
Hey.
not Nico Vasson.
Hey, Rob, it's your mate.
Oh, it's Neil Barnes.
There you go, ready.
It is actually Neil Barnes, correct. So you've got both the 32s. So I'm after the final number 30.
Neil Barnes was my lodger.
Was he?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got number 30. I've got it.
What?
Steve Jenkins.
No.
Hang on. Is it
It was so
Jamie Pollard?
No.
I don't know.
I can tell you that they.
I've got it. I've got it.
Go on.
I've just remembered it. Richard Edgill.
No.
What?
I can tell you they were a midfielder.
It's the other. I ain't gonna go again. I don't want to go
Was
again.
it Bristol Luntala, was it?
What was his mate's name?
Shaq Williams. Shaq Williams.
That's not what was all the time. I know. I think I don't know his name, but I think I can't remember his name, but I think it was the other Polish guy we had. We had the one Polish boy that we already said the goal. It was the other one.
It is the other Polish guy.
Peter
Bonk. Is it Bonk?
Who?
Is it?
Bonk.
Beg your pardon, Matt.
Pardon?
Not that type of show, Mark.
No, it's Arcadius Bonk, wasn't it? BAK.
That is correct. That is good. That is correct. Well done, Mark.
Is that how you pronounce his name? Bonk.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Wrong.
No, you
Honestly.
Oh dear.
Just one out there. A person that's actually been in the news just recently was playing at number 34. And I'm just interested to see whether you can find number 34. But he's been in the news. He's actually been on TV recently as well.
I know him, Craig, but I want to give someone else a go because I'm bored of this now.
Can't we do something we're good at?
We'll be here a long time.
Keep the uppies.
We'll do that. We'll give that some thought. But yeah, Claire, we'll come over to you now if that's all right.
Yeah.
Quick fire questions for Danny.
Oh,
Right, are you ready?
I'm ready, Claire.
Can you understand my Brummie accent? Is it okay?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
What's she say?
Okay, first one. Did you have to perform an initiation song when you signed?
No,
No. Oh.
no, we didn't. No.
What opposition player annoyed you most on the pitch?
What opposition player annoyed me most on the pitch?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one that annoyed me most. Is this a quick fire question, this? And I've got to think about it. You know what? I can't think of the top of my head. I'll have to come back to it.
What's your best or worst subject at school?
My best subject at school, obviously, was PE and geography. My worst subject was definitely maths.
Oh, I'm the same. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
If you were a boxer or a dart player, what would be your walkout tune?
My walk, simply the best.
Of course.
Who was the funniest teammate at the Blues?
Who was the funniest team? We had a few at the time. I'm going to go with the funniest teammate. You know what? Graham Hyde and Jeff Horsfield.
Which manager would you love to play for that you didn't?
Good question. Probably Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp.
If you could have played with one player in football from all time, who would it be and why?
Diego Maradona. The reason being...
Who's been your toughest opponent you've ever faced?
Toughest opponent?
Yeah.
Was Patrick Vieira.
Favourite alcoholic drink?
Oh, there's a few. How long have we got?
There's a
Quick
few.
fire, innit? Gin and tonic.
What was your pre-match routine and meal?
Gin and tonic.
My pre-match routine was sleep as long as I could. And I used to have chicken with a little bit of pasta and a little bit of tomato sauce.
Nice. Who is the best player you've ever swapped shirts with?
Best player I've ever swapped shirts with. Do you know what? You're not going to believe this. But I swapped shirts, and I don't know where the shirt is, but I swapped shirts with Lothar Matthäus.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't tell Mark. Don't tell Mark.
Yeah. I don't think hang on. I don't think he's still got my shirt, but I don't know what happened to his either, to be honest. But they must have given it some.
International game, was it international game?
Yeah, it was.
And what were your go-to football boots?
My go-to football boots were at the time Adidas, the World Cups or the Copa Mundial, plain black and white, really.
Nice. There you go then, Paul.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Claire. So
Thanks, Claire.
Thanks, Claire.
We'll come on to your 1 to 11 now, mate. So we asked you to pick the best 11 of players that you played with for Blues, obviously, during that 2 years that you was with us.
Yeah.
Do you want to start us? I presume you're playing a 4-4-2, are you? Like everyone did back
I'm
then?
going to play 4-4-2,
Yeah. So who's in goal then?
Well, before I start, there's going to be a couple who miss out, and I'll tell you why after.
Yeah, that's fine.
But in goal, I'm going to go with Ian Bennett.
Yeah.
Left back, Martin Granger. 2 centre backs would be Michael Johnson and Darren Pearce. Now, at right back, I'm going to put Gilly in there, Jerry Gill.
You'll love that.
Right hand side of midfield, I'm going to put Nicky Eden. 2 centre midfield players, Brian Hughes, Martin O'Connor. Left hand side of midfield, Stan Lazaridis. And up top, I'm going to put Jeff Horsfield and Daly Adebola.
That team now would finish in the top 6 in the Championship, wouldn't it?
Well, they've got to. You'd think it'd be top 3.
Yeah.
Should be. You should be.
I'll go as far as to say it would probably stay up in the Prem as well.
With the players, with a bit more of a squad behind it, definitely.
Yeah.
Bit more of a squad behind it. But I was just going to say that my good friend John McCarthy would have been in the side, but at the time he was quite injured. He suffered a broken leg, so John, he didn't play as many times as he probably would have done. So John misses out, but he would have been in. And then we also got, AJ was a young lad coming through, would have been in, but he was obviously a young kid then. And also Marcelo. I hope he's not watching this because he's not in the side. But but Marcelo as well. So there was a few players who would have been in without the team weakening at all. It would have been same kind of strength. So. And David Holdsworth as well at the time. David Holdsworth centre back. There was, it was a good squad. So, so that's the 11.
You wouldn't have got in the team then, Danny, if it was that team.
No, I was going to say that. I'll be watching. I'll be sitting on the bench. I know.
Oh, thanks for that, Danny. Obviously, we always ask the captain and manager, but they pick themselves as well, don't they? Really?
Yeah.
So probably don't even need to ask you that. But any other questions coming in on the shout box for?
Well, the one that seems to be coming out the most is Danny. Can you please say no likey, no lighty? Apparently, you say like McGuinness.
Say that again.
Apparently, if people close their eyes, you sound like Paddy McGuinness. So
someone said that. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
It's not a good thing.
Is that a good thing or bad thing?
It's not a good thing.
He's from the same neck of the woods.
Yeah, he's not far away, Paddy, is he? Bolton.
Yeah.
So what have I got to say?
You've got to say no likey, no lighty.
No likey, no lighty. Does it sound like an image?
Brilliant.
Like he's in the room.
He's got more money than me. That's about that.
We've also had people asking, when did you leave Take That?
Hey. So I'm in the pop group as well.
Yeah.
That'll do me. That'll do me.
I got the Robert Carlyle one. I did. I thought he was in the full Monty.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
I'll have to change my hairstyle. I'll have to change my hair again.
Let's go back to this 34 then that you're on about, Craig. So tell us a bit more. So they've been in the news recently and they were number 34 in that squad.
Yeah, number 34 in the squad. Been in the news recently. On the television Sunday.
Can I guess?
Oh, do you have to?
They don't have to, no.
We'll let you know. Go on.
Oh, I know. No, I
Peter
don't.
Tilton. No, Craig Fagan. Craig
Yeah.
Fagan.
Oh, Craig Fagan,
yeah.
yes.
Craig, technically it was Saturday, he was on the TV.
That's
Oh,
right.
classy as
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, fake. He's the assistant manager now to Maidstone, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you'd have said Saturday, Craig, I'd have got it straight away.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Just testing the knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm a day in front of him, USA. That's what's the bring.
Yeah. Danny, what was the best piece of advice you were ever given during your playing career?
Best piece of advice.
Yeah.
Good. The best piece of advice I was given.
Yeah.
I don't know really. You're giving all sorts of advice, aren't you, over the years?
Yeah.
The best piece of advice. Do you know what? Like, it was to live. Train every day as though it's your last. Because it's over quick.
Yeah.
And train every day as though it's your last. So you improve yourself, and I think that was good advice. I mean, and I always felt that I did that because I love playing football. I love training.
Yeah.
I loved playing football every day. It was a pleasure. So, good advice is go and enjoy it and live every moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would you say was your favourite goal of your whole career?
My favourite goal in my whole career, I'll tell you what I felt was a good goal was I scored a goal for Sheffield Wednesday against Nottingham Forest. It was a League Cup game, I think, and it was actually an overhead kick. It was, a cross came in from Nicholas Alexanderson, and I've done the old bicycle kick. And 9 times out of 10 it goes in the stand, and it went in the top corner. So that was one of my favourites.
I've actually seen it on YouTube as well, Danny, which I'm not. I had a feeling you were going to say that. It is on YouTube for everyone to look at because it's an incredible overhead kick. And you're just outside the penalty box as well, aren't you? Not even in the penalty area.
No, I think I'm just around the edge of the box, and I think I'm around the edge on that. So it's one of my favourite goals.
Yeah, and for Blues, you scored. Was it 2 for us when you was with us? Was it 2 goals you got?
I scored 3, didn't I? I think I scored one against Bradford in the second season.
Yeah.
I think it was Bradford. I'm not sure. You'll have to check. But
as we've been chatting, I've actually had a message from Jerry Gill.
What's Jerry saying?
He's said that he's passing on his best to you. You're a great lad and a very good player in the team. And you could unlock teams with your quality with both of your feet. Do you know what? Hey, well, seeing that that's a lovely compliment, I'm going to name Jerry Gill as the captain of that team that I put out.
Oh, that's creepy nose.
I'm the player manager.
Player manager, that's right.
But he has, now that you've got the pleasantries out of the way, he has also said, can he mention the fact that you once went on a night out and you asked to stay at his flat in Dickens Heath?
Yeah.
And 6 weeks later, you were still there?
Yeah, well, no, it was 7 weeks, actually. He's got that wrong. It was 7 weeks later. I thought it was a lovely place, and I thought, you know what, I think I'll just stay here. I've never seen a flat, coming from where I came from, I thought, I've never seen a flat this lovely, I'm staying.
Anthony Bailey's asking to ask you, ask Danny how talented Browne Hughes was.
Use it. Yeah, I'll tell you what about Use it. He was a lovely footballer, but I'll tell you, he had something a little bit extra, which, he could go past a couple of players and put it in the top corner. He could, he could score goals from midfield, which you don't see a lot now. And he had that knack of getting in the box and he was a good finisher, both feet. Very talented player. Use it. Yeah, he was. He really was. He was. I thought he should have done it. I thought he should have played at the top level a lot more. But that's my opinion on Hughes. He was a fantastic player.
How did it feel standing there as well before the Worthington Cup final when you've got You'll Never Walk Alone and us out singing and We Keep Right On? You know, how did that feel as a player standing there, lining up, ready for the match, you know, listening to that?
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? I mean, to be in any cup final like that, in the lineup, absolutely fantastic. And what an atmosphere, like you just said. Incredible. What an atmosphere. I think, you know what? I don't know if it was, the Cardiff Stadium, because it felt as though like it was so enclosed.
Yeah.
And it sounded like there was like 300,000 people there. You know, it really did. So it was a lovely atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And, before the game, I'm guessing there was a lot said, weren't there? And I guess Martin O'Connor would have been rallying the troops and Trevor as well. Can you tell us much about the dressing room before and after?
I can't remember. Not really. I just think it was the same on every game, really. I don't think it changed because it was a cup final. No, I think it was just the same. I think we had a meeting on the Friday, the night before, which was a bit different. But on the actual ground, actual stadium itself, it was just the same as every other league game. Yeah.
And Claire, being the youngest of us here, do you remember Danny playing? Was you going regular back then?
Yeah, I was there with the cup final. I cried all the way home because AJ missed the penalty. Yeah. Broke my heart. 2 hours home, cried all the way. You can ask me mum.
Right.
That was it, yeah. So I was there. One of my first teams I was kind of like supporting at the time. So, yeah, I was only young. I think I was only about 10.
You don't look old enough.
There you go, Danny, another lady that you've made cry.
Oh, I'll tell you.
No.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Talking to ladies crying, Mark, why aren't you crying yet?
No, I was going to say to Danny, what was your favourite away ground?
Favourite away ground?
Yeah. Was there an away ground you used to look forward to?
You know what? I'm just trying to think the favourite away ground. Do you know where I like playing? Because I don't know. It was a small, tight ground, but it was always a good atmosphere. It was West Ham, Upton Park.
West Ham.
Yeah.
A little bit, and Everton. To be honest, I liked it at Everton. I like the old stadiums. The old traditional grounds. Not really, because they started building the new stadiums, which were they all look the same and feel the same. But the real football old school stadiums, I really liked.
Yeah. And just very quickly before we let you go as well, mate. Best manager you ever played for, and the best player you ever played with and against.
The best player I played with, I thought technically, was Benny Carbone. Benito Carbone. I thought he was technically the best player I played with.
Yeah.
The best player I played again. I mean, where'd you go with that? There's so many. Scholes, Gerrard, Vieira. There's so many who are on the same level, really.
Yeah.
So that's a bit. The best manager. Do you know what? I'm gonna put Trevor Francis and Danny Wilson.
Yeah, put them on a level.
Yeah. I liked them both in different ways.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, Danny. Well, it's 7:15.
No. Paul, can I just say quickly that I got a text message from the Australian Birmingham City supporters club. I'd like to say give them a mention.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I just want to give the Australian Birmingham City supporters club a mention. On the show.
Good guys, good guys. Yeah, they come on the show.
That's all right.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we want to say good day to them as well.
Hey, worldwide. Blues are worldwide now. Blues are worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If they can help us get Stan Lazaridis on here, I'll love him forever as well.
Well, we never know. We'll try and get Stan on here.
I'd love to, yeah.
We keep trying.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Danny, we'll let you go, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers, Danny.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, Danny. Thanks very much.
Danny. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Claire, it's somebody's birthday today.
Well, it was yesterday. Happy birthday, Mama Giblin.
Happy birthday.
Mummy Giblin celebrating.
Yeah.
Well, I took her to Leicester, so there you go. That was our celebration. Take her to the football.
There you go.
I don't think Danny can get off.
Yeah, Danny, you just press the leave button now in the top right.
Where's that?
That's where it is.
That was me. I got rid of him, to be honest. it might have been a long time.
He's probably still talking.
Yeah. I hope I haven't got rid of everybody.
But Mark Meredith, if you're with us another 15 minutes, mate, aren't you? Before you have to dash.
I am, yeah.
I'll get the.
Give us your thoughts on the Leicester game.
I think, just listening to Claire, Mark, and Alan, just got to echo that, really, haven't we? I thought the first half performance was really good. Really pleased. Actually, probably finished the game a little bit disappointed because I thought when we went in at halftime, even though it was 0-0, I thought we could probably come out second half and still have a chance of winning the game. So, but it was just so obvious. It's just so Birmingham City, isn't it? That one attack and one goal, and the game changes quickly, and you're dealing with someone like Vardy, where we talk about all the time about us not having that prolific striker, and there's one in Jamie Vardy straight away, one chance, and Robert's marking wasn't very good, but the header was a different class again, wasn't it, for the goal? Second goal, Hunstead was a great goal as well, and then you're 2-0 down and chasing the game. So take positives from it for sure. Excited again now for the weekend. It's nice to be able to come on the show every week and have a feeling of on the up instead of being on the down like we were a couple of weeks ago. So I'm happy with it, and we keep going, and hopefully we can grab 3 points Saturday.
Do we think we'll sign many more players before the window closes on Wednesday?
Yeah,
he needs a striker. I think the Pritchard one. I think he may try to hang on till the summer. There's the fact that if you're going to spend money, why don't you try trying to get him on a free in the summer if he does definitely want to come? But I'd hope to bring a striker in, and then I think that might be it. And then you might see a couple of the younger boys go out on loan, but we'll see. We'll hopefully the Sandersons, Bakuna, and Graham come back and get back quickly, so we can still have our full squad back and then going from there.
Yeah, definitely. And give us your prediction as well for the weekend at the Baggies, because I know we normally do it at the end of the show, but you're not going to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I'd take a draw. I'd take a 1-1 there. I think, I wasn't impressed with them yesterday, but I also thought it was men versus boys at times. It was a Premier League quality in Wolves against, a championship team. You could see it at times, and obviously you had the crowd trouble and stuff, and I'm sure you guys will talk about that later, but there was a different. It was 2-0 by then anyway, but it was just a different feel to the whole game. And I think Albion will come into the game up for it now. They obviously don't want to lose 2 local derbies in a week. But we're going there full of confidence as well, and I'd come away with a 1-1 draw for sure.
Yeah, I'll take that as well. Should we do that now?
Well, I was just going to say, Mark, there's a few questions that have come in on the message board actually for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I know. It's almost as though they think you know what you're talking about. But one of them is, what's your thoughts on the fact that we could end up seeing 3 midfielders coming in, and does it mean and potentially signal the end of JJ with us during the window? And then also the final question is from Steve Job, who was just saying, Bielik in defence, do you think that that's actually a stroke of genius from Mowbray's point of view? And how do you see that progressing?
First one, I think, I think it's signalling JJ's end at some point. Maybe not in the window now with only 3 days left. It depends on what we get. I think that they already planned that by the summer he's gone. So I think that, bringing in others, again, looking at Bakuna's injury right now as well, we don't know how long that's going to be. Obviously, we just look at newspaper talk. So he's building a squad. He's bringing his own players in, which every manager does. And I really, you have to trust in him. And I think he'll pick the best 11 regardless of who he brings in. He'll pick the best 11 on match days, if that's the players that are already here or new players that are coming in. Because, he's still got Dazal coming back that couldn't play Saturday. He's got the Korean boy that's just joined. So I don't think we'll see any more midfielders coming after those 2, really. But we'll see. I think we definitely need a striker. And if there is a striker, someone next to Stansfield almost straight away. And then the second question, I think we talked about Bielik a little bit. I like Bielik as a player. I think we need him in the team. But I think what he's done is he's taken him out of the fire, so to speak. He's struggling a little bit in the 6. So I think he's taking him out of there and he's put him back into a position that we know Bellic's played before. So it's not like it's a brand new position for him. And I think that he's probably, as I said last week, put a arm around his shoulder a little bit and said, this is your new chance now. And, this is your position to play. And I do think that we'll see Bellic there the rest of the season. And then it'll be the competition between Sanderson, Roberts, and Long, and maybe Ayew as well in that position. What I'd like to see is a couple of the loan players go back just to open up that little bit of a window for any other loan people to come in throughout the year. I think sometimes we just overflow that with too many players, and then we don't have any options coming into later on in the season. So Burke for sure for me needs to go back if that's even an option. And I'm still not 100% convinced on Ayew. I don't know. He's going to be 2.5 million. I think they were talking about at the end of the season. I don't know if he's worth that, honestly.
No.
It's that decision now, isn't it? So if we want to buy him, or do we want to just end that one as well?
Yeah, the two for me would be Kevin Long and Bielik at the back. That'd be the two.
100%. I think Long's the better one we have, and he's got a lot of experience. It's a shame because I like Sanderson, but we've talked about it again. I'd like to see Bellic as captain if he's going to play centre back. Those two centre backs for me can see the whole field from where they're at. Yeah. So I'd like him to be given that band if Sanderson don't come back. But again, that Mowbray's probably got his thoughts on who he wants there to lead the team as well.
Yeah, I mean, Laird went off at half time. Was he injured, or is it just a precaution? And obviously, he's only just come back and not.
Yeah, I read that he'd already told him before the game that if he had any sort of complications, then it would just be straight off. Knowing that our other right back's probably injured now as well, and we don't know how long for. So I think it was more of a, coach, I feel a little bit of stiffness in it. It's been a couple of months. And I just didn't want to risk it in that game. Now, I think if it was a league game, if it was the Albion last week, he may have got another 10, 15 minutes to trade out. But I think getting, a little bit like Alan said, I think you throw your towel in a little bit in the second half against Leicester, knowing that if you go out the cup, you've still got, a whole half season of the league to keep your position in there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And
there's a lot of comments around who should stay and who should go, actually, following this conversation. And Ayew, a lot of people saying, actually, no, for that sort of money, we can't even think about signing him. Few people passing comments on Sonic being captain at the weekend and actually how it's continued to see him improve. I think there was one particular comment around, do you think that this was an opportunity to butter him up so that he takes a big pay cut and stays on with the club at the end of the season? I'd like to see Sonic sign again, but I do. He has got to take a big cut in salary, but I'd like to see him stay.
Yeah. And outgoings. Do we think we'll get many outgoings?
See Hogan for one, Paul. I think. I can't see Hogan having a future past May. I could be wrong, but
isn't he out of contract in the summer anyway?
He's out of contract in the summer.
So I think a lot of the players will probably just sit now with however many. Is it 2 or 3 days to go? I can't see anything drastic. I think JJ will stay. I would sign Cody Drame. I would. I think he's versatile. I think he's done nothing wrong. He's got better game by game. I just think, I think Sunjic, I think he was really good captain. It was surprising. But the only thing with Long and Bielik is the pace at the back, while Sanderson's got pace. That I worry about those two at the back. But I think what he was trying to do as well is you saw Bielik moving into midfield like the Man City-Liverpool way. They tried that out at the weekend and it did look good. So, I mean, that's something to look out for. But obviously, it does leave a massive hole. And who would you rather have there in the hole? Would you rather have, Long there, or would you rather have Sanderson? So I think that's an option anyway moving forward.
I'd rather have Van Dijk, but I think that might be a bit.
We might be able to afford Dick Van Dijk.
Or Paul. What about Paul Van Dijk? I'd love him down the Blues.
Yeah.
Is it Long's contract up at the end of the season?
Yeah, he's up in the summer as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be loads gone in the summer, but I mean, like in these next couple of days, we're likely to see.
I think a lot of loans for the young kids, Oakley and players like that. We'll go to the smaller teams, some of the lower league teams, but I don't think we'll have any shock big transfers out of the window. I'm with Claire. I don't think you'll see JJ now in 3 days, but I do think he's already planning for May, not having those guys around. Now he's starting to bring people in to fit those gaps and give them half a season to, get themselves ready and going again. So,
yeah, a lot of people saying Hogan to Sheffield Wednesday, they still think will happen, but on a personal side of things, unless we've got somebody lined up, I don't think he'd go because it would just leave us so short in the striking positions.
Yeah, I mean, when I like I say, Hogan, I see going in May, but I think he'll be here for the rest of the season. But I think May's the one when
I would drive Burke back to Germany, and I'd send Tyler Roberts wherever he wants to go if they want to lift. And I'm not the only one either, because when they came on, everybody around was just horrified that they were the three subs. At least Hogan worked, but yeah, I think it's a shame. I can't believe we gave a 3.5-year contract to one of them and got another one on loan. But I think with JJ, I think it's perfect opportunity for him to go to Wales. If he does a few assists and scores a goal or two, I think we're going to get mega money for him. So I actually think it's worth keeping him, because I think we could hit up 15 million if he has a good, if the rest of the world sees him in the Euros. I think we've got a good chance there. And I'll just be like, just stay, and then you can definitely leave in the summer, because he was going to leave beforehand. But I think that we managed to stay with us, we'll give you more game time. I think I spoke to his uncle at one of the games in Cardiff, and I think Everton and Leicester were after him at the time. So I think that, he can earn us some money, do a bit like a Jude and give us some money back.
When I saw Burke and Tyler Roberts coming on, it made me think of the Simpsons gif, he's already dead.
It was so bad. Like, I know Tyler Roberts, we haven't given him time, but every time he's come on, I don't know, I just want some work rate from you, and I just want to see something. What is he doing in training to at least get the opportunity? That's what I want to know. Like, I just want to see something from him, a bit of grit and a bit of, I'm going to really, really try this time. But we can only get, can't we? With Mowbray, we trust.
It was almost us conceding, wasn't it, when we made those subs, if I'm honest? What was the score when they came on? Was it 2-0?
2-0,
Yeah.
So, we'd already...
I'm going to shoot off. I just want to say, I know you guys are going to talk about the ladies a little bit later, but congratulations with them. I think that, again, seeing them doing so well is great for everybody. So appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the show and keep right on to everyone.
Okay. Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, Mark. Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, Mark.
In a bit.
But mainly, we're going to talk about you. Now you're going, let's go.
There's a couple of people that have been saying people's thoughts on the potential of signing Alex Pritchard, despite, all of these comments of I am not playing for Sunderland again and I want away. It seems to be a mixed reaction on the message board in terms of that. Some people saying they don't want a player like that at the club. Others saying snap your hands off. I'd snap your hands off today. I think under Mowbray has been phenomenal. And perhaps that will be the swaying side of it. He's out of contract in the summer, so a cheeky offer may well get in, and I believe that those cheeky offers may well have already been made.
A couple of clubs are after him, Craig. I mean, I know Coventry want him, and I know there's a club in Turkey as well.
Yeah. I've got to say as well, it was great to see Tom Wagner obviously in and amongst the fans again, and putting his money behind the bar and getting photos with our fans, and we've got a hell of a guy there, haven't we, at the club? I mean,
he was actually singing some of the songs. He was
there Sunday as well. So not only did he do that at the Leicester game and buy the drinks for fans there, but on Sunday we arrived at the stadium, went through the turnstiles, and we're all given vouchers for drinks. So he bought everybody as well at the ground. At the weekend or on Sunday, drinks in the stadium. So it's across the board, in terms of what he's doing. But also, he made a point of coming out to the fans So he came down to his seat. He was like, I'm not sitting down. Straight over the barrier, and he was in mixing with people, having the chats and the conversations. Half time, a couple of people asked him to come down into the middle aisle, so he did that, and he spent time doing the photographs with people, the selfies, the conversations. It's just a complete difference to what we've had for 12, 13 years beforehand, and it's just huge. Just to have him there was a big pickle, and to see him interacting is just massive.
Well, it's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick, is it? I mean, back in August when he was doing all this, I must admit, I thought, is he just doing this for 5 minutes? But all these months later, and he's still doing it.
And when you do see pictures of him and clips of him, he does genuinely seem like he's enjoying himself.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yeah. We've got a guy there that cares about us, who's putting his heart and soul into it, isn't he? And I think we are going to go places under his leadership. I really do.
I do.
It's not going to happen in a short space of time, but I'm talking in the next sort of 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
We'll be in a much different place than what we are now.
Well, what do we think about the stadium name change? That
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I think it's
exciting.
It was always going to happen. There was always a naming rights thing there. It had been done once before, but nobody ever knew what had happened with the money that first time around. To see those figures, though, is just massive. But the thing that's to add into that, it's not just about the naming rights, but there's the social media side of things, and there's the interactions the club are encouraging. So, for people listening now and those that will pick up afterwards, it's worth noting that if the club put out a message or the club post anything on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, if you click on that link and that goes through to the story, that adds money to the club.
Yeah.
Because that's part of that social media, contact. We take into account when they announced Brady. And when they announced Brady, there were 16 million instant hits across that one day, just to the club. So, the figures that everybody's worried about, you're never going to do that, never in a million years. Actually, it's easily achievable.
Doable,
yeah, I think we'll see more social media than ever activity coming out of the club. If we post something, I will say that there will be direct links. So anything we put out as part of the show will have direct links to the club as well, because that all helps. So please, get on, read the stories, pick up on the different things. That's why you're not seeing 1 or 2 posts when something happens. That's why you're seeing 3 or 4.
Yeah. Right, is it impressions or is it actual likes? Because if it's impressions, they just have to be seen, don't they? So I think, after games, hashtag BCFC, and just literally, I mean, I've had like 1,000, for example. If everybody who went to a game did it within a month, you would have the first lot of it. So just keep hashtagging BCFC and we'll get some money in.
Yeah. And we do.
I don't think, correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but I still think that the stadium is going to be called St Andrews, but it's St Andrews at night.
At Knighthead, correct, It's still St Andrews.
So calling the stadium, St Andrews Knighthead Park, they're actually calling the area, the whole complex Knighthead Park. And I'll say complex, and I'm talking more in the future there as well. I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if we had a new stadium in the next 3 to 5 years, and the whole thing is just called Knighthead Park.
Spot on. I reckon that as well. I think we'll retain the name St Andrews somewhere along the line, but not necessarily for the stadium. I think, but we might. I mean, it sounds cheesy or corny, but we might even have a museum or something. St Andrews Museum of Football or something like that.
Do you think they'll keep it for the academy and the women though? Like, wouldn't they do it similar to the men, considering it's down the road and that's what they're trying to make, like a park like Man City? Because that's what Brady wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it would be a shame to put, millions and millions into the stadium for it to just be knocked down again. Surely that wouldn't make any sense. So make a new stadium for the men and then keep the other one for the academy and women's, and they're all within touching distance, aren't they?
Yeah, good idea. Whatever happens anyway, it's going to sound a damn sight better than Trillion Trophy Stadium.
That
just made me cringe. That was horrendous. But anyway, Alan, mate, are you going to the Baggies on Saturday, or are you going to watch it from home or listen on the radio?
I'm going to watch it from home. It took me an hour and a half to get my Leicester ticket, and I won't bore you with the details, but it was very, very difficult. And once I'd achieved that, I switched on to see if I could get an Albion ticket, and I didn't expect to, and they'd sold out before the Leicester tickets had been sold out. So, no. I mean, funny, we were talking about the incident at the Albion on Sunday.
Yep.
Now, I'm a well-travelled, as my son likes to call it, I sneak in the home end when I can't get a ticket, which is 9 times out of 10, you can't get a ticket for Blues. And one learns how to behave, QPR, I'm a regular visitor. I'm a member at QPR, and I go to the same fixture every year. Nobody ever questions me. Do you remember the 4-3?
Yeah. I'm saved the penalty again.
It was very, very difficult to keep your hands under your backside on that day. Wasn't too bad last year because it was a pretty poor game and we won 1-0, so we didn't get too excited. But there must have been. I mean, my son and his mate sat amongst the Leicester people. There must have been a lot more than 5,000 Birmingham fans there, scattered around the other end. But they didn't cause any problems. If you're a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan and you're in front of the Bromley Road end and your team scores and you start jumping about like an idiot, I'm not condoning what the Albion fans did to them, but you don't draw attention to yourself, do you? You go, nice goal, yep, and sit down and cheer when you get outside. It was ludicrous to me. But yes, my next away game will probably be Millwall, and there's no way I'm going to sit amongst their lot.
Why not?
But, again, I might need some help to get a ticket for that because it's the nearest ground to me. I can get there within an hour and home again within an hour. So I don't like to miss that. But yes, it's again one of the problems. Like QPR, they allowed us 3,000 or 4,000 tickets there regularly, and I stood behind that goal with everybody else. And then do you remember the guy coming on the pitch and then there was a fight and bang?
2 lads, yeah.
QPR, yeah, well, the police stopped us having the bottom half of that stand.
They did,
there.
for a long time, yeah.
Instead of being able to get 3,000 tickets, we only just about get 2. Yeah. So for me, who's no longer a platinum, I was a platinum away ticket holder for 15 years. I was the first one that bought the ticket for the Wembley final. They opened the gates and I strolled up and I was the first one, and they showed me the picture of the stadium. Where do you want to sit? Oh, well, I'll sit there. Now I'm a social outcast. That's all forgotten. We don't care about you anymore. And if they did care about me, I would probably go to 90% of the away games as well. It's a bit difficult when you start talking about Middlesbrough and Sunderland and Wigan and places like that. But anything sort of up to Stoke-on-Trent, I can get there. But I can't get a bum ticket.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That is not something I could do because I just, when Blues score a goal, I sometimes forget where I am or...
Yeah.
I'm going absolutely ballistic when we score because you have to make the most of it, don't you?
To be honest, Paul, you preempted me there because I was going to ask everyone and our viewers as well. Could you, hand on heart, go and sit up the road if you couldn't get into the away end? I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
What, Mark, you mean
No
Coventry? Up the road to you, Coventry? So,
No.
couldn't go there.
Be serious, Craig.
Hey, Mark, I couldn't sit in the home end in any stadium and watch the Blues.
No, I couldn't do it. I'd rather not. I'd rather not go or watch on telly if I couldn't. I couldn't sit in the home end.
Has anyone else ever actually done it?
Yeah, is it confessions time?
Yeah,
I've done it.
I have.
Yeah, I have.
I've done it at Albion a couple of times.
I've done it all in the past.
I
yeah,
just
few
get the
times.
normal tickets.
I've
I've got to admit, though, I think the Blues didn't do very well with the platinum and gold against West Brom, and now I've got my Sheffield Wednesday ticket today, and they've changed it to platinum, then gold. So I think that's something going forward. I know a lot of people that I go to away games with that haven't got a ticket to West Brom, considering it's down the road. I think thankfully they've kind of apologised for it and things like that, but. I do get where Alan's coming from. I think that sometimes, if you move away or things like that, I think obviously it's harder. I do think that they need to do it over a period of time because, you can't help life circumstances. But then at the same time, if you got some of us that go to Sunderland and Middlesbrough and things like that, do you know what I mean? I think it's always going to be a hard one because everyone wants to go to West Brom away. And I think 2,000 tickets as well. I think we've always had more there. That's
to be honest, Claire, we've always had a good 3,500.
Yeah, they've made it lower. I think it's going to be worse. I think they're going to be, really checking, but they can't check. They can't check by postcode and things like that because you never know, do you? Like some of us, for example, you, Robe, if you're in Coventry, you would never get in the Blues end, would you? You can't do postcode for West Brom Wolves because they're basically all mingling anyway. Yeah. So, it wasn't nice to see, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't be able to sit in a home end, no way. I would be too excited.
Tell you a little story. I was working in the Northeast and... Twice, 3 times a week, I used to go to a football match after I finished work. And Wolves were playing Blackpool. I phoned up Blackpool, blah, blah, blah. Have you any tickets left? Oh, we got about 100. Okay, fine. Can I have one of them? Can I have your name and address? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, West Midlands address. Oh, we can't sell you a ticket. I said, what? And he said, no, you could be a Wolves fan. I said, well, I'm not a Wolves fan. I'm a Birmingham fan, and I'm going to the match to cheer you lot on. So, but they wouldn't change. No, sorry. And then the next week, I went to see Preston against Stoke, and I got I said my address is a Birmingham address, and the guy said, well, I said, well, it's a bit near Stoke. I could be. I said, what? He said, where do you want to sit? And he actually said, I'll tell you what, you can go in the executive. If you become a member, you can go in the executive. And I said, well, how much that going to cost me? He says, well, £2. And he said, I'll tell you what, you sound like a nice guy. I'll give you the membership free. And I sat in this executive area. Now, that was, if there was a match between Blackpool and Preston, I'd be on Preston's side because they were so helpful and kind. Blackpool, no, you can't come in. I said, how old I was then? I'm a 60-year-old man. I'm not going to start a riot, am I? And as I said, I should be supporting you, not Wolves. But they wouldn't let me in. No way. No way.
Craig, you was at the women's match yesterday, weren't you? And they seem to be flying at the moment, aren't they? And obviously another good 1-0 win for them against London City Lionesses, was it? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely on fire at the moment. The good old saying of the Magnificent Seven comes out because it's now 7 in the league without a defeat. So they continue to plough on. The table doesn't give a true perspective really because it's shown us as being 4th. However, we have got the game in hand. It is against a beatable team, shall we say. So I think we'll see them once that game in hand is played back into the position of top of the table. But no, it was, we already mentioned Mr. Wagner being there, but it was also nice to have just shy of 1,700 present at St Andrews.
That's a good crowd.
So, crowds are picking up. But it's got to say the potential is huge for the ladies team. You know, they are also mixed in terms of where people are from. So similar to the men's, you know, we've got this growing worldwide team really, and that's exactly the same as what's happening with the ladies. Cho, who scored the winning goal, you know, from Korea, stunning strike, and was great to see. There's more people now joining than ever before on the social media groups. So they're looking at, you know, Facebook, X, Instagram. We're all showing the game yesterday as well as Blues TV. So we want that to continue. But it's more around getting more bums on seats at St Andrews now. And we can do it. You know, every season ticket holder, say it again, every season ticket holder gets in for free. So as we get towards the season and things progress, it'd be great to get a few more people down there supporting. But also, let's not forget the club have also announced the new groups and the fan interaction side of things and how people can help. And there is a specific group for the ladies' game. So, you know, anybody that's interested, not just in that, but any of the other supporters groups, you've got until 11 p.m. on Wednesday to get your CV across to the club, to get involved. You know, people can't complain if they don't get themselves and try and get themselves involved. You know, you complain when things aren't there and they're there at the moment.
True.
In terms of the ladies, we are desperately trying to get Darren and a few of the ladies onto the show. And over the next few weeks, hopefully we'll have some more interaction where we can get that involved. The other thing I'll just shout out about the games on the Sunday is the difference in the way that it's set up. So it's great. The team play the game and afterwards they have a warm down and then the players come and interact with the fans. Now, yesterday, what I saw was more kids than ever going down. And the best part was those players coming over. There was a few kids next to me and Liv that just had one of the Birmingham City annuals. And the best part was they could just hand that over and the players were then signing it for them. Then it was like, do you want a photo? Yeah, great. And it just made their day.
Excellent.
There was one particular family who was like, you know what? We'll be back down against Southampton in a couple of weeks. And that's what we need. So there's some big games coming up. 18th of February, I believe, is the next one. And it's, you know, Southampton, massive game because they're just above us in the league at the moment and we can jump them and put us in a much better position. So let's get as many people as possible down there, more interaction. And also, don't forget, there's a supporters group for the ladies. They're running at the moment a great raffle. 2 tickets, or 2 pairs of tickets, I should say, in the Alliance for any of the ladies' games leading up to the end of the season.
Oh, is that ongoing? Is it?
It's ongoing.
Oh, right, okay.
So got a chance to go in and have that opportunity. I think there's 2 pairs of tickets that can be won from this particular raffle, but have a go. We've also got a fully signed shirt from the squad and the management team that we've got up for a raffle as well for all funds to Birmingham Children's Hospital. So again, more interaction. So if you want to have a go, let's get that put forward. But good to get a few more people down there. And before the next game, we'll see what we can do in terms of visitors on here.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's probably a daft question for you, Claire, but who's going to the Hawthorns on Saturday?
I am.
Right.
Wish I could. I wish I could have got one, but I'm only silver this time, so I missed out. But I'll keep my eye out just in case any flying about.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm actually out. I'm actually going to an event for my birthday last Tuesday, as we know, and the event for my birthday with all our friends is actually a week on Saturday, and it starts at 4 o'clock. It starts at 4 o'clock. I'm actually going to see Gok Wan. You know the.
I love him.
But yeah, he's a DJ as well, Claire.
He is. Yeah. I know
Get
that.
him say hello to me, Paul.
Yeah.
Get me a video.
I'll try. If the security let me on the stage to interrupt his set.
Probably not.
Yeah, we're going to go and watch him perform from 4 till 9 on Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm actually with a Baggies fan as well, who's a good friend of mine. So I'm hoping we win it just so I can wind him up all day.
Yeah.
So,
Can I just say about the ladies? Sorry, Paul. Great performance against West Ham. I mean, they really outplayed a Premier League side. I'm very, very impressed. Now, Sunday they were a bit jaded, to be honest. They got an early goal and there didn't look like another goal coming in the game, did there? There was, but full marks to them for being jaded and never looked like losing the game. You know, and the old saying, if you can play poorly and win, you must be a good side. And it wasn't the greatest spectacle, but you've got to admire the attitude of the team. It was excellent, and I can't wait. I mean, can't wait for the rest of the season because they should win this league by a canter in the end. I mean, it was so heartbreaking that our game was called off last week because we'd have beaten Reading by a street, and we would have been sitting there, you know, after this week, proudly on top of the league. We did go up a place after Sunday from 5th to 4th. So, you know, we're moving in the right direction. But you can't see them getting beat again, to be honest. I mean, I'll probably kiss of death, that is, but you just can't see anybody beating them. And it would be so good to get back in that Premier League, you know, and we'll be playing them like over the road, and who knows what we can get for that. You know, you got to Tottenham and Arsenal and Chelsea, and they have 20,000s there. It's an absolute, you know, it's a must. You know, we must be, if our women's football is going to take off and be serious, we've got to get into that Premier League as soon. And I wouldn't mind a little bet that we're still in the FA Cup, and there's no reason why we should go a long way in that.
No.
That would be. I mean, I've seen them in one cup final, which is a bit of a disaster, to be honest. But it would be great to go there again. I'd take my grandkids and all that business. I really hope it just carries on as it is. It's so good at the moment.
Yeah. No, I'm delighted.
I'm just going to say, sorry, Paul. There's been, I know, you know, Mark's dropped off now, but he was very worried over the fact that Sam Mullett had actually met up with Mark Robe, and we hadn't really heard from him. So, just like to say, he's been on their message board a few times tonight, and Sam, we're glad you're up and running, and we do feel sorry for the fact you had to sit with Mr. Robe. So, but thank you for making him feel as though he had a friend.
Oh, brilliant.
Did he hold his hand?
It was all a ruse.
I'm delighted for Darren Carter that he's managed to turn it round, because it wasn't the best of starts, was it? So I'm over the moon for Darren that he's managed to you know, turn it round and get us performing well and being consistent. But also, those obviously that follow our page might have noticed that we've got some exciting stuff on the agenda in the next sort of few weeks, couple of months, and you know, we've got some good special guests coming on, and we're doing a live show as well, aren't we?
Yeah, can I just give a quick heads up for the live show, because that's on the 26th of February. There are very few. There's limited spaces there, so you need to get in touch with one of us, and we'll book you down. But that's on the 26th. It's a £5, and all proceeds go to charity. Thank you.
And you mentioned the guests, but we've announced this afternoon, but we've got the trio of captains coming up. So we're seeing, first of all, Stephen Carr on the 12th of February. So he'll be joining us from out in Spain. So that'll be good. Quickly followed the following week by Michael Morrison. So a great servant for the club as well, and looking forward to that one. And we end with the Shrugger himself, Harley Dean, in early March. So we've got some great guests coming up, and you know, they're going to be ones to look out for sure.
I mean, Harley played over 200 games for us, didn't he? I want to say.
Yeah.
191 was his final title. Yeah.
That's on Wikipedia, Craig. That'll be just in the league, so it's over 200 including the cup.
Over 200 including the cups, yeah.
Yeah.
How many goals did he get?
Got to be at least off.
I want to say 14, actually, just off the top of my head.
Go on,
really? Get that double checked, yeah. It's a few.
What?
He was in Bromsgrove, wasn't he? I don't know if he moved.
Yeah, he was. He was living in Bromsgrove.
Yeah, we used to go to a pub that me and my best mate used to go to. Just literally down.
Because my brother's mate lived by him.
Yeah. I think his best season for us was when he was with Michael Morrison, wasn't it, under Gary Monk? He was excellent that season.
Yeah.
That's season. Everybody played well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any more on the shout box? We've got any more coming in?
No, quickly, but just regarding the live show, we have absolutely no idea how it's going to go. So you're going to be all part of this big experiment. So here we go.
Are we doing it as a Q&A? Are we actually going to?
We're going to do the show. What we're doing now? We're going to do it on stage. You're not going to be like square boxes, but
I'm good. I can't be in my pajamas. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually going to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You never see the bottom half of Craig.
No, I've got my Christmas pajamas on under here.
Yeah. Hey. I'm going to bring my own bucket.
I've got to say, actually, there's been a further announcement from the club today, and I want to say from the people I've been involved with and spoken to in the past, but Excessi Blues. Obviously, he's not going to be any longer in terms of a supporters club, but they do so much for the community. That's never going to disband. But the club obviously are coming together, not only with supporters groups from across the country and the world, but they want to form as well the new single group for disability at the club. So. They're going to take that forwards, but, huge shout out and thank you to everybody from Excessi Blues for all the stuff that they've done in the community and getting people involved. I know, Claire, you see them quite often at the away games, but their support is second to none, and that will continue.
I'm just laughing at Pete Taylor's comment. Under Mark's robe is a full body tattoo of a robe. Are you there, Mark? Are you holding your phone for all this time?
No. Well, I'm using my feet.
What?
No, I'm only joking. I normally have it propped up. I'm just relaxing at the minute, so I'm holding it.
I'm more concerned over the fact that just so that Mark thought he had friends, apparently he even bought Sam Mullet a chocolate bar. So not only is he being there to say, "Be my friend," but he's bribing him.
Well, it's you got to do what you have to do.
Anyway,
it's all new to me. It's all new to me.
Let's go around the room on predictions for Saturday. I'll start with 2-1 Blues. I'm throwing it out there. Claire?
I was going to go 2-1 Blues or 3-1 Blues. I feel like, they can't big up for a derby against their arch rivals. We've got a chance to play like we did against Leicester first half. See us getting a win, but we'll see what happens.
Craig?
I want to say that it'll be 2-1 Blues, but I think we'll end up with a draw. But I'd take that going up there. But I think the other thing is Mowbray's return back to the Hawthorns, and they loved him there. So hopefully we can pull it out of the bag. But I'll still go 1-1.
We are a bit of a bogey team from at the moment as well, aren't we? It's been a while since they've beat us, so I don't want to put the kiss of death. But we are in a good moment against them, aren't we, over the last couple of years? Mark,
I've got a funny feeling it'll be 0-0. I don't know why. I just think that they'll want to make up for the Wolves game, and I think we'll. I don't know. I just got a feeling it'll be a draw, and I think it'll be 0-0. Might be his first 0-0. Mowbray's had.
Okay, Alan.
1-0.
1-0 to them.
To us.
Oh, 0-1.
Yeah. We'll have to create 15 or 16 chances to get that one, but one it'll be.
Okay.
If we put the same side out as we started with on Saturday, I think we'll win. If we don't, then we're going to have to score more goals than that because we're going to concede. But I think one way or another we'll do it.
Yeah, hopefully. Chris, last but not least.
I think watching the Albion against Wolves, I think there's going to be goals in it. I'm going to go for 3-1 Blues.
Nice, that'd be nice. I remember going there years ago when we done them 3-1 when Dealey had Ebola, got one.
Yeah, I was at that one.
Yeah. Peter Unlove and was it Marcelo got the third one? Or the
Marcelo as well.
Yeah.
A Hogan hat trick.
Yeah, that was that was last season. Yeah.
Just before we drop off, the area I was mentioning, in terms of fan engagement, it's actually called Blues Matters. So I will post the link in there, but there are groups for the supporters of the women's football, which will be led by Ellie Yates, and Hope Hell will be the club representative for that. We've got the Equality, Diversity, Inclusion. So Dr. Clinton Farquharson is the supporter going into that, with Lungi being the club representative. We've got a Heritage and a History area, which will be led by Malcolm Henry, and Dale Moon will be the club lead. Men's match day experience is Lee Hinson, from a supporters point of view, leading it, with club lead John Clark. Safe Asian community engagement, supporter led by friend of the show and Bick. I've seen you on the message board, so welcome this evening. So it's Bick Singh.
Evening, Bick.
Led by Jeremy Dale. Now, anybody can put an application forwards. It is via a CV, and they're to be sent to Jake Malbassa at the club by 11 p.m. on Wednesday. But please have a look, and like I say, I'll put the link out there for people to have a look. But our engagement is key, so if you're interested, put it forward.
Okay. And I think that is a wrap, isn't it, Chris?
That's it, my lad. Yes.
So we've been the Tilton Talk Show. It's good night from me, Paul Hipkiss, and it's good night from Claire Giblin.
It's a good night from me. See you on Saturday, and it's good night from Craig.
And it's a good night from me. It's a good night from Danny Sonner, and it's a good night from Mark out in America, and it's a good night from Alan Watton.
And it's who's left?
I've lost.
It's a good night for me and my friend Mark.
It's a good night from me. Thanks, Al. It's good night from me. I'm going to start calling you pal. It's good night from me, and it's good night from Chris Browne.
And it's definitely a good night from me. Good night.
Good night, all. Keep right
Keep
on.
on. Happy
Keep right
birthday, Mum.
Happy birthday, Mummy Giblin. Night, John boy.
Has he gone?
Yeah.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, Mark, Sam still loves you.
Oh, that's good to know, isn't it?
But he's not going to hold your hand next time, he says.
Danny Sonner's still on his phone trying to switch Zoom on.
Danny's still there.
Danny joined us again on the message board afterwards. Yeah.
I just switched this thing off. Oh, I can't do a Bolton accent.
No, I can't do a Northern accent.
Can't do a Birmingham accent. Coventry accent.
Don't do it for me. My best effort.
Anyone else do a Northern accent?
No, Aki.
Whoa.
The best thing about playing for Blues.
Whoa.
Great impression of somebody from London, Mark.
He had Northern parents. I want to find some friends up north.
Friends?
I'll pay for you to go.
Oh, good. You're a pal.
Stop swearing.
Mama Giblin's in. Great show. Thanks for the birthday messages.
I know, she messaged me all night going, thanks.
Good night, Sam.
Good night.
Good night, son.
I love you all.